Hello everybody, this is Hypersonic and welcome to yet again another episode of the Sonic CD soundtrack comparisons for Season 2, Episode 7, Stardust Speedway. The Japanese soundtrack has a 4-song lead over the American soundtrack with a 10-6. Will that lead shrink or will it grow? We will have to see. Let's get right into it. Round 18, Stardust Speedway Present. Here is the Japanese version. Here's the American version. The American version of Stardust Speedway Present is very atmospheric and fits the upper portion of the level. It fits the sky, it fits that starry night sky. Whereas the Japanese version fits the city and the lower levels of the stage. It also fits the fast-paced nature of Stardust Speedway. The US version has very good drums, it's very catchy, although I do think the part where everybody considers it to be the best is probably my least favorite part of the song. I think the part before then is actually a very good part. And I'd say if the song was just like this would actually be a much more tighter round. But otherwise, it's a good song. Albeit, it's not one of my favorites. I do consider it to be my least favorite of the US Stardust Speedway themes, but there are people that consider it to be possibly even the best song in the entire game. and there was nothing wrong with that. The Japanese version, however, is very catchy, like how the American version is very catchy. It has a very good bass line, it has a very good unused loop, it actually has decent vocals, and it's all around a very good song. I've always considered the US version of Stardust Speedway Present to be a rather weak song, whereas the Japanese version, well, yeah, it isn't really that spectacular compared to the other Present themes in the game. I've always tended to like it a bit more, really. The only time where that wasn't the case was initially in Season 1, where I gave this round to the US soundtrack, but when I recounted everything, I gave it to the Japanese soundtrack. But generally speaking, I do tend to prefer the Japanese version of this song, even if it's not by a strong margin. Japan wins this round. Round 19. Stardust Speedway Bad Future. Here's the Japanese version. And now for the American version. Alright, let's get into this. This one's going to be kind of a bit of a long explanation, but it's going to be a long one for some of the right and wrong reasons for some people. The Japanese version, as a Bad Future song, it doesn't fit at all. The US version, as a Bad Future song, does fit a lot. As a boss fight song, as a race, the Japanese version fits far more because it's fast-paced. The American version doesn't fit the face that well. So really, it all comes down to preference. The Japanese version has very great piano. It has okay vocals, although I do think the memes they've created are not funny in the slightest. It has a very good bass line. It has very good alarms. I love the sirens. I like the unused loop. The US version is very dramatic, very epic, I say. Very good drums. Very good bass line. Very good guitar. So my vote goes towards the US soundtrack, and I know this is gonna start a whole entire war zone in the comment section. Same thing happened on King Meteor Studios video, but I do prefer the US version of Stardust Speedway because I do like it more as a song. It fits a Bad Future of Stardust Speedway more, even if it doesn't fit the race, it does fit the Bad Future more. And generally speaking, I do like the song more. America wins this round. Round 20, Stardust Speedway Good Future. Here's the Japanese version. And now for the American version. This one was the easiest one for me to explain out of these. The Japanese version of Stardust Speedway Good Future is very beautiful. It very much fits the Good Future of the stage, whereas the Bad Future doesn't fit the Bad Future at all. And that is the original intent of this song. It's not supposed to be swapped over to the Bad Future for the race. That's only in the 2011 release. So it doesn't fit the race at all, but it does fit the Good Future. The US version fits the race just as well as the Japanese version fits the stage. Once again, it comes down to preference. No offense to people who like the US version, but I do think it is sometimes a bit lame of a song. Very energetic, one of the few times where the US soundtrack is more energetic than the Japanese one, certainly. And I do understand the epic nature of it too. Very epic, very orchestral-like maybe even. Definitely heroic, and I mean, it's just generally speaking a very good song, but the Japanese version just always meant a whole lot more to me. It has a very good bass line. The vocals are actually done in a very correct manner, and a very respectable one at that. I like the drums in it too, I like the piano. The US version has a very great guitar, very great vocals. It's just all around very good. And the Japanese version is all around beautiful. So my vote goes towards the Japanese soundtrack. It's just meant a whole lot more of the song to me than the American version. The Japanese soundtrack does win and starts to a good future. Japanese soundtrack is 5 rounds ahead of the American soundtrack with a 12-7. It's also 5 rounds away from winning Season 2. The first one, it gets to 17 wins. Will its lead diminish? Will the US soundtrack rebound? Or will the Japanese soundtrack keep winning? Find out in the next episode of Metallic Madness. See you guys then. And God bless.